you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Please call or text 988.
The number is being given today, so we don't have to light this candle to remind us of another life lost to suicide.
There will be better days ahead. You just have to wait for them. There will be better days ahead.
Don't hesitate to reach out to someone right now.
I promise you that you are appreciated and loved.
Depression and anxiety, know that you're not alone.
Need help? I'm going to ask you again. Call 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK. You can also text or call 988, the Suicide Crisis Hotline. I love you guys. I want you here. Please help each other.
You are entering the cosmos.
Hello, cadets. Welcome to another episode of General Howitzer's Big Monster Briefing. Oh, I see now. I didn't put it up high enough. Yeah, I got to put it like on my neck for you to be able to see my name tag. Anyway, and you can see all the other garbage in my room. Anyway, let's bring up Major Millie Hazard, my able-bodied
Hello,
assistant.
General. How are you? How are you?
Are you okay?
I'm very okay. I just don't have my lab coat, but it's okay. I'm on an expedition. I'm doing scientific research. It's all very hush-hush. So we don't bring attention to it, General. Let's just talk about the zombies.
I'm sorry. It looks like you might be, hunkered down and you're sick or something.
No, I'm not sick. I'm doing an expedition. I'm a scientist.
You're not going to go zombie on me, are you?
Well, that remains to be seen, General. Don't give away any of my secrets here,
All right.
Let's change the subject. Carry on. Nothing to see here.
Well, the subject is zombies. It really is. The whole
really
show.
Is. And we have our expert here. We have our expert here with us today.
It's so good to start off professional with everything right in place and in order.
Very professional.
I have forgotten to tell our cadets that we have merchandise.
Yes, we do.
By the way, I'm drinking peach
Show the
tea.
merch.
I'm drinking peach tea today.
Thank you, General.
And I use this cup for the zombie vampire ones.
Are you making any noises?
I am. And it's kind of a distasteful noise because when I do just the regular peach tea, it tastes like it's ground up peach bits.
Oh, that's not good. I
like the mango peach tea much better, and I didn't get that today.
Okay.
I got the regular peach tea, which I don't like as much.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's too bad. That's not good. I'm sorry to hear that.
But we do have stickers. Do we have the General Howitzer logo?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Right here. And these are $1, just $1, plus shipping and handling, which is about $1. Then we have our giant stickers, the last line of defense.
I think we look so good there. I love those renditions of us. We look beautiful.
Yes, these are nicely painted by a program, and these are $2, and you can get both for $3.
They're wonderful. I love them.
Plus shipping and handling.
Yes.
And you know what I'll do? I'll tell you what I'll do, because I'm a swell guy.
You're gonna sweeten the deal.
Two sets of these stickers, which would be $3 for each set. I'll give it to you for $5.
Wow, it doesn't get any better than that.
Two of each sticker, you get them for $5.
That's so generous of you. You're being so generous today. That's wonderful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, well, So we also have the General Howitzer caps. That's the tan one.
I really like that one. That looks so beautiful. It's gorgeous.
This is
gorgeous.
the Night Ops black one. Night Ops. And, of course, the OD green. And we're selling these for $15. $15,
How do
folks.
they get them, General? How can they pick them up?
They can contact Rory Penland.
Oh, a dear friend of the network. We love Rory. We love him.
He's doing all my marketing for me.
Yeah.
Because he's a big time producer and he knows what he's doing. And just ask him. And then you give him your address and you send him the money via PayPal. And he'll get it out in the mail to you. You'll get it in a few days.
That's excellent.
He's given some of them.
And then they could make their own general noises. They could have peach tea. They could have any kind of tea they want, and they could make general noises. It would be wonderful. Yeah, beautiful.
So today on the show, we're going to discuss Zombie Night, which is a SyFy original.
And we have a resident love. He's such a crowd pleaser, and he's ready to come up. He's giving me the thumbs up. He's ready to go.
Oh, good.
His name is Julio Morales.
Mr. Julio Morales. Yes, let's bring him up.
And we all love him. Yes, there he is.
You know him, you love him, you can't get enough of him. So there he is. How are you doing, my zombie fighter?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm fair to partly middling. You know, it's been that kind of week, you know. Kind of crazy
sure.
week.
Yeah. It's always good to be back. It's always a great time. Thank you.
On the recommendation, and I actually, I've got to admit, I liked this zombie training film. Okay, I did, because it shows you exactly what not to do if you find yourself in a zombie apocalypse. And just for the sheer fact that Shirley Jones, the mom on the Partridge Family, has turned into a zombie, I love that.
Yes.
Okay, that was just adorable to me. So
there's some really cool parts to this movie.
Yeah.
I think the parts that I don't like, I think I'm not supposed to like them.
Exactly.
So
you're throwing popcorn at the screen, going, "Oh, come on!"
That's exactly how I had to describe this movie to me. It's a popcorn zombie movie. It's not like one of the ones where there's some kind of message about humanity or anything. It's just a popcorn flick. And if you think about it that way, you're good. But if you try to put more thought into it, you're just going to get pissed off.
Yeah, my daughter thought it was just a dumb zombie movie. She just, I told her about it. She wouldn't even watch it. I told her about it, and she was like, "Oh my God, that's dumb. I'm not going to watch that. That is so stupid."
My opinion is teeter-tottered of it upon further watchings. One time I like it, one time I'm like, okay, this is wrong, this is wrong.
Kind of tongue-in-cheek. And again, I think the stars of the movie realized that. Hosted by Rory Penland, Renee, Yaworsky.
Yes.
Okay. Anthony Michael Hall in this, who was, big teen star, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, all that. And he looks very Steve McQueen in this. I mean, like, scary, like, very similar to Steve McQueen to this. If they ever put Steve McQueen in a movie somewhere, they should cast Anthony Michael Hall to play him, because he's perfect now. And they got Daryl Hannah from Splash, Kill Bill. Oh my God, she's been in a zillion things. She played Morticia Addams before. I mean, she's done a lot. And she's in this. And Shirley Jones, the mom from the Partridge Family.
Also,
I was just amazed at the cast.
The friend from Ferris Bueller's Day Off is in this too. I don't remember the actor's
Alan
name.
Ruck, yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Alan Ruck.
So there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people in this cast. That's one thing I can say about this film, is that the cast is great. They do a great job with this movie.
For some guys like this. All right, let's get into the timeline. We'll start talking about all the things these people do wrong. SyFy presents. Now, they don't even know how to spell sci-fi right. So for all you fans out there, you diehard purists who prefer science fiction instead of sci-fi, they even spelled it wrong just to thumb your nose in it. The title sounds like a nightclub thing. Oh, is it girls' night tonight? No, sorry, girls, it's zombie night. You just drink until you walk like a zombie.
$2 margaritas.
And we start with the sun going down. You know, zombie night. So we come right into it. They don't waste any time. There's a bumper-to-bumper traffic and an accident, and there's a guy under the tarp that starts moving. That's Tracy Jackson. She can barely pull away from her mobile phone to see the carnage. Because her boyfriend is sending her a lot of weird messages. And that next line.
Actually, yeah, that's
get to my house. It's safe.
That scene kind of confused me at first. It took me a minute to realize what that meant.
Yeah, he was trying to warn her the zombie apocalypse is happening, but he doesn't say zombie apocalypse in any of the messages. He just says, pick up, come on, are you okay? Get to my house, it's safe. So the father, realizing he has to get to the guy's house for some reason important, he decides to take a shortcut through the cemetery. You know, who knew though? You know, who knew?
Nothing ever happens at a cemetery.
Yeah, he hits a guy, and he sees the guy's legs on the ground, but there's no guy there. I mean, what happened? What happened to the guy? See, and tell me he doesn't look like Steve McQueen there. He does.
Totally.
Legs. Oh, by the way, I want to give a disclaimer at the front of the show. We are going to be showing some zombie killing and gore and bloody stuff. So this is not for the kids, okay? And we got Julio on the show. So this is definitely not for the kids. So anyway, the rest of the guy is underneath the car. And Tracy's best friend, Rachel, is there with her. And this guy comes out from under the car without any legs, and he just crawls right up Rachel's back. It's pretty impressive. And starts biting on her. And he is out from under the car.
This is one of the coolers. This is one of the cooler zombies in this movie. I mean, when you see it in a full shot, you can tell that it's CG, you know, with the legs, but it's a really cool looking zombie.
Yeah, well, he's definitely getting down to business. I mean, again, he crawls up her like a spider, and he goes to town. He starts biting.
Yeah, it's like a Lieutenant Dan zombie.
Exactly. So, things are not right, and Rachel goes running off into the cemetery. Ah, jeez. It might as worse. He's going to run off through the cemetery, make him chase after her. And now the zombie apocalypse is pretty clear. I mean, they start flashing their flashlight around, and everybody around them's got white eyes and bleeding from their mouth and stuff, and yeah, they look like zombies. So they're just popping up out of the ground. Meanwhile, in town, riots and looting and zombies, oh my. The carnage continues in the streets. Julio, you're starting to sound like Darth Vader over there. Darth Vader.
Yeah, a little scratchy throat today.
So, Officer Lopez is out in the field. He catches a looter, and his Officer Johnson is in the office. She's trying to tell him that there's a zombie apocalypse going on out there when there's a lot of noise next door in the room, which this police station evidently has its own morgue in it. That's convenient. Not quite sure why they have the morgue room in the police station, but there it is,
Well, I think I think the morgue is there for budget purposes. If they only needed one location.
Perhaps. So anyway, the zombies start popping up, in the morgue is, their bodies. And yeah, it's pretty scary. Now this girl here that's crawling out of this cabinet, she went on to become a director and producer in Hollywood. She got nothing but bit roles and small roles early on in her career when this was made. Around the late. This was made in 2013, so it's almost 10 years old now. It's about 9 years old. And back then she was just doing bit parts and stuff, but now she's a producer director. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. I looked her up on IMDb.
No, it is interesting.
Back in the cemetery, did you ever notice how smoky cemeteries are in these movies?
Yeah. It's like, well, it's like they have a fog machine attached to their tractors.
there it is. And very well lit, I might add. This cemetery is the most incredibly well lit cemetery I've seen in a long time.
I think the cemetery scenes in this film are the best lit scenes. This film has that early 2000s, mid 2000s flaw of extremely dark lighting, and usually they either do that, for budgetary reasons. They do the same thing with a lot of. There's a lot of chop cuts in this movie. There's some scenes that it switches from shot to shot within 2 seconds. And yes. To me, that's
that was
super,
a nightmare for me.
Yeah, that's super annoying to me.
Trying to get stills for this timeline was a nightmare because of that, because of the like the MTV style, fast-paced editing.
Oh yeah, every time I left the room while I was watching it, I was like, this editing needs Ritalin. Ritalin and a flash bulb.
So, don't walk on the graves. Don't walk on the graves. The Patrick and his daughter, they find the caretaker shack and they take refuge there. And that's there they are. And so they're safe for now. But Rachel, on the other hand, is out there in a tree. She's climbed up a tree and she's yelling, which is bringing zombies, to her. It's not very smart. She's up a tree, can't get down. So finally she jumps down and she starts running and she lands in an open grave. She lands into a big hole and the zombies come on top of her and bite her. And Patrick actually tries to go out and save her. He hears her yelling, but he doesn't get there in time. So, okay, now we come to Daryl Hannah and Alan Ruck. Daryl Hannah's playing Patrick's wife, Birdie. Uh-oh, can we go back for that just a second? And there he is, Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Much older now, though. He's grown up. And he plays Joseph. Joseph is Barry's father. Barry is the boyfriend that was sending all the text messages to Tracy. They were saying, hey, get to our house. We've got a safe room. You can come to and stay in the safe room with us. We've got, food and water for a couple of weeks. And just get here. But he's trying to tell her, you need to get here now because we're gonna shut ourselves in the room and then you're gonna get left out. So you and your mom and whoever's over there better get here now.
But my son's text messages are going to be as vague as possible.
Yes. Your family probably still doesn't know there's a zombie apocalypse. She still doesn't know. Bertie doesn't know that there's a zombie apocalypse out there now. She goes to the front door, looks out the keyhole because somebody's banging on her door, and there is a bloody girl being attacked by a zombie on her front porch. This girl's name is Bloody Girl, by the way, in the credits. That's her name, Bloody Girl. And there he is. He's attacking her on that. Man, and she keeps coming back to that door. She doesn't move on to another door because this one didn't open. She wants the Snickers on the trick or treat here. She wants the big candy. So, oh, there's a black slide. Sorry about that. I moved that. I took that out of mine. I forgot to send it. Okay, and here we get Shirley Jones as Nana. She's Nana. She's the grandma. I'm guessing that she is Daryl. I'm sorry, I should say Bertie. She's probably Bertie's mom. That's my guess. And she's all panicked. And she calls the cops, and she talks to Lopez. Lopez was her student in high school, so he remembers her. He says, oh, yeah, I remember where you live. You live over on blah, 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 right? I'll be over there as soon as I'm finished killing my partner here, who has turned into a zombie. And she's eating the guy that I just brought in for looting.
I think
got his own problems.
I think the best part about Shirley Jones's character is that she does it so hammy. This is the hammiest. I mean, a dragon could choke.
Come on, be
this.
Nice.
Well, no, I think it's endearing,
She
but
reminded me a
also.
lot of my mom. And
Well, I mean, there was
been that frantic.
After hearing Bertie, Bertie, Bertie 20 times, I was like, okay, come on.
Where'd you go?
Yeah.
I'm down here by myself.
It's like, okay,
Bloody girl's banging on the front of the house.
could you guys only afford her for one take and just went with the first one?
Well, and again, yeah, she was probably only there for a day or two. That's my
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They paid for a hotel.
So yeah, Lopez has got his problems with his partner's going to attack him now. And I love the fact that they make you think that Lopez is dead like several times, and then he keeps showing back up. It's like, oh, okay, that was just a minor inconvenience. I'm back now. So okay, so Bertie comes down with the family gun, and they hear a knock upstairs in one of the bedrooms. They decide to go up, and it's their neighbor Jessica. Jessica's all bloody. She looks like a zombie, but she's not a zombie. And she says, please don't kill me. I'm not one of the zombies. So there it is. So now there's 3 of them in a house waiting for Patrick and Tracy to come back. And back at Joseph's house, he's watching the TV. He's watching the news. And here, I love this. We have a friend named Urena. Their babysitter's name is Urena. Oh my goodness, you are vaping seriously hard here. I'm hearing nothing but.
Oh, that's weird because I actually wasn't.
So is it me? Where's that noise coming from?
I don't know. There wasn't anything happening here.
So you got somebody else there vaping?
Nope.
Okay, so anyway, Urena, the babysitter, she wants to go home to her folks because there's a zombie apocalypse going on. She wants to be at her house. Joseph says, no way, I'm locking you in the library. Sorry, but I don't want to let any zombies in my house. He said, we're about to go up to the safe room. Now, he doesn't say, come on up to the safe room with us. Or maybe he does, and maybe I didn't catch that. And she said no, and he said, well, I'm locking you in the library then. So she tries to get out through the window and lets a zombie in. So he was right. Zombie gets in and kills her, eats her entrails, covers her mouth so she doesn't make any noise. So I think there's a delay maybe. There might be a delay between you and I. Just a few seconds. So
I am hearing what you're talking about.
Okay.
I'm not sure where it's coming from, though.
I noticed it the other night when you were doing a show, too.
Weird.
Yeah. So, okay, so Urena's dead. And we move forward. And back at the cemetery, the caretaker comes back to his shack. And he's a zombie. And he's got barbed wire around him for some reason. And he gets the barbed wire all around Tracy when he tries to attack her, which hurts. And then Dad, Patrick, takes a nice big wrench and clonks him over the head with it. Good move. Hit him in the head. I used to dress up as that zombie with the overalls and the check shirt. That was my zombie. Cletus the redneck zombie. Okay. So back at the house, Jessica puts mom downstairs in the basement. There she's explaining, domestic zombie violence. He beat me, he hurt me, and he was a zombie. And then they take the mother downstairs and say, "Hey, we're gonna leave you in the basement alone, Grandma." Yeah. So yeah, that's not gonna make her a little anxious. No, not at all. So now she's down in the cellar by herself. There's Officer Lopez. He's back out in his car. He's on his beat. He tries to help a little girl. He's out in front of a hospital. A bunch of people come running out of the hospital. They try to steal his car. They want to steal his squad car. They figure it's a good way to get out and get away from all this mess. And they're being buttheads about it. And he pulls his gun, and the guy fights with him, and he gets shot, and the little girl gets shot. Or I think he hits the guy in the head, and then he throws him in the police car. Because he's in the police car when he turns into a zombie. Which, by the way, this takes seconds. These zombies change the second they die. It's like the minute they die, it takes like 10 seconds, and then boom, they become alive again as a zombie. Doesn't take long at all. Faster than World War Zombie. There's the little girl. She got shot. Now, she's shot in the stomach, which should take long. I guess she got shot in the heart. Because he's coming out as a zombie from the police car, like, right away. And she's already up on her feet. Again, it's been seconds. And now she's a zombie that he's got to deal with. So, wow. So you think, oh my God, he's going to die. But no. So back at Joseph's house, back at Patrick's house, the mother has a heart attack. Nana has a heart attack in the house. And she tries to bite her daughter, which I love the fact that they turned Shirley Jones into a zombie. That's hysterical to me. And Jessica ends up popping her one through the head. She gets the gun and she shoots her through the head. Now she's going to shoot Birdie as well, because Birdie's been bitten on the ear by a zombie. And that's another interesting thing about this film. If a zombie is a newly made zombie and they bite you, you don't turn into a zombie. Okay? Which, what they're saying is that in those earlier films, zombie films, like Dawn of the Dead, when you get bitten by a zombie, it's because they have a lot of bacteria and infection and stuff in their bite. So you're probably gonna have an infected, bite that's gonna cause you to die, and then when you die, you become a zombie.
That's interesting.
It's not like, it's not like there are some zombie movies where if you're bitten by a zombie, you just become a zombie. If you're bitten by one, that's it. You've got the zombie virus. It's going to turn you into a zombie. But that doesn't make sense, really.
Yeah.
This makes more sense. If it's a newly made zombie, you get bitten, and you still got a chance that you're not going to turn into a zombie. Okay? Clean off that infected ear wherever they bit you. Clean it up good. You might survive. You might not turn into a zombie. Now,
yeah, that's another really unique part about this movie. This part has some unique things that aren't typical zombie tropes.
Now, to confuse you more, let's go back. To confuse you more, they show Shirley Jones on the ground. Or actually, that might be in a little bit. Just hold on a second. And her blood has turned greenish black. The blood that's coming out of her head is like a greenish blackish blood. And this also happens with Barry. Barry is immediately turned into a zombie. It only takes seconds after he dies, and his blood becomes greenish black. Not sure what that's all about, but there it is. Okay, so at Joseph's house, he's fighting with Barry about not letting, about going up to the safe room and locking it up when Tracy's not here, her family's not there. And while that's happening, little Nathan, the youngest boy, goes down to the library and lets the nanny, he unlocks the library. And the nanny, of course, pulls him in. And then the mom, named Karen, before there were Karens, there was Karen. She comes out, hey, wait, what happened to Nathan? Where is he? Oh, my God. The zombies that are in the library get out, and all holy hell breaks loose. Barry gets bitten, gets torn up by the Urena. Joseph gets attacked by the other zombie that made Urena a zombie. And he gets bitten, although, you don't really hear about that. I think it was just a little bite. But the real one is Barry. Barry gets bitten really bad. And now Patrick and Tracy get home. They actually make it home. And they come down to the basement with the rest of them. And he looks at Mom. Here we're coming up on the slide here. He looks at Mom on the ground, Nana. And this shot, they showed this shot like 500 times during this movie, the shot of Shirley Jones on the ground with the blood around her head. And again, the blood is kind of a bluish black. Yeah, I swear to God, they show it like at least 3 times, maybe 4. Getting the mileage out of that Shirley Jones cameo.
Yeah, that kind of confused me because the colors are very odd for a zombie. It looked more like a goblin or something, with all that.
They look kind of greenish. Yeah, they're kind of green around the gills.
It's another really cool effect, though, just like the guy with no legs at the beginning. This is probably the second coolest effect in the film.
Well, again, I think they were trying to tell you that the zombie was an old corpse, and that when he got hit by the car, he just got knocked right off of his legs.
Mm.
His legs just came off at the knees. But he hung on to the carriage of the car. He was underneath the car. So okay. So
typically, zombies getting ripped apart like that is usually left to like a spoof film or something. This film's pretty dark to be considered a spoof film.
But I think maybe. With all the bad choices these characters made, I'm thinking this might have been kind of a tongue-in-cheek approach, kind of a spoof.
My feeling teeter-tottered about this movie on every single viewing.
And maybe that's the way the director wanted it.
I think that probably gives it more rewatchability.
So now that's established by the characters that we're rooting for, that you got to do something to the head of the zombie to kill the zombie. Again, that's a very important thing in a lot of zombie movies. You got to damage the head. Okay, so here's another dumb move. All right, our son is squirting blood from his carotid artery out of his neck. Let's take him up to the safe room. They took him up to the safe room and put him into the safe room so they could watch him die. At this point, I know every parent, has hope and they want their loved one, their child, to not to die. But come on, folks, he's squirting blood all over them. He's not going to be of this world much longer, and they got to know that. But okay, so anyway, they're up there. Nathan seems to understand what the hell's going on. He moves right into the corner over there. He knows what's going to happen in a few minutes. He's a smart kid. I mean, it wasn't smart to unlock the door, but he didn't know that the nanny was a zombie. So anyway, so they're in the safe room, and Tracy and her mom hear zombies coming to the basement. They look out the keyhole, and sure enough, badass zombies are on the way. Can you see that zombie through there? So Tracy goes, hey, let's break this window and alert more zombies to our presence. Let's try to escape out this jagged glass window. And they amazingly get out in time, just in time. And there's a bunch of zombies out there that shop at, outlet stores for their coats. Do you ever have one of those puffy coats?
Yeah, I did.
So you get those at outlet malls, like Bell's Factory Outlet Mall. Anyway, they decide to go run to They finally decide to go run to Joseph's house. Hey, that safe room, remember? Hey, come on, Joseph, let us in. We're here now. Can you let us in your safe room? And he's like, no, I'm holding my body. My son's dying here in my arms. And no, good luck. He says, though, that one good thing that he says is that he saw in France on the TV that at daylight, when the sun comes up, the zombies die. So he says you only got to get through till sunrise, till the sun comes out.
That was another unique thing about this movie. Typically, once zombies are there, you're just screwed. It's not like, oh, sweet. No, I read the contract a little more in depth, and I have an escape clause here. I just have to live till. It's kind of like Dead by Daylight, only in reverse.
So, unfortunately, they couldn't get the movie title Dusk to Dawn because that was already taken. But yeah, that's the premise here. Now, if you can get through to sunrise, you'll make it. So Patrick comes up with a brilliant idea. Let's go around the corner here to Joseph's greenhouse. You know, a glass enclosed, well-lit greenhouse that we can hide in. The zombies won't get us there. So they go to the greenhouse. Sure enough, the zombies go right by it first. Then they start to make noise in the greenhouse. The zombies start to come. They start pushing on the glass. And the officer shows up, Lopez, and shoots a few holes through the glass just to weaken it enough so the zombies can break it. And, of course, he gets killed by zombies, finally. His reason for living to that point was to weaken the structure of that greenhouse so the zombies could get in and feed. So he deserves to die at that point. You got to have something. You got to do something to show the audience you deserve to die at that point. So that's what he did. Anyway, so they decide in their infinite wisdom, hey, let's climb up to the roof of the greenhouse. We can get in through a window and get into the safe room. So they climb up to the top of the Check 1, 2.
Oh, looks like we're losing the general here. Hey, Bridget. If Daryl Hannah wants.
Am I here?
Looks like we got you now.
Yeah. All right. I'm coming in like this. All right. So obviously Jessica falls through the top. See, I didn't even lose a beat. Obviously Jessica falls through the roof. She doesn't know not to step on the glass. And yeah, the zombies came into my house. I had to fend them off. That's my excuse. That's what I'm sticking to. Now, let's go back for a second to see Jessica getting ravaged by zombies. Okay, now if I was Patrick, I would have shot her a lot sooner. Okay, I would have taken out of her misery before they started ripping open her guts. I'm sorry, that's just me. Okay, so they get into the house, and just in time, Perry is dead. He just died. So seconds go by. The parents are grieving. You can see them grieving. And he turns into a zombie. Boom! There he goes. See the white eyes? So he attacks the father, Joseph. And Nathan is in the corner. But the real atrocity here, look at those shelves. This is supposed to be a safe room? Go back to the shelves. There was a suitcase. There was a suitcase there. What are you going on a trip? You're supposed to be in a safe room. There's a blanket on the shelf. What the hell? You know, those shelves should be full of food and weapons and water. Okay, there's the water. So anyway, Patrick's family shows up, and it's very awkward.
Save it.
Like, oh, we're sorry we didn't let you in. So the father turns into a zombie. Joseph turns into a zombie. Patrick takes him out. Nice little CGI blowing his head open. But the zombies downstairs are now making their way through the door of the library. And Bertie sees it. It's like, guys, we got zombies. Now, the smart thing to do would be to kill Perry and get in the goddamn safe room. You got one zombie and a gun. Kill him, get into the safe room and lock the door. You've only got to get through till sunrise. But no. That would have made it a 50-minute movie. Tracy kills Perry. She should have stepped back. She realizes here she should have stepped back before she tapped him in the head up at close range like that. And again, the blood on her face, all over her face now, hope she didn't ingest any, is a black, greenish blood. Again, he was just turned into a zombie seconds ago, like less than a minute. Okay, so they're out and about again. They see a car. Hey, look, a car. And it spontaneously combusts for some reason. That we don't know. Because that's what cars do during a zombie apocalypse. They spontaneously combust. Okay.
They had enough in a budget. They had enough in the budget for an explosion. Yes. That's one of the badass things about this movie.
No, this is badass. It's Iggy Pop as a zombie. Anyway, no, it was like a CGI explosion, so it wasn't a real explosion.
Oh.
They did get to light a guy. They did get to light a guy on fire in a zombie costume, which was nice.
That's usually a dangerous effect.
Follow. If you know what you're doing. So
no, that's true.
They see some lights. They think it's police lights, but it's actually construction lights. But they go there anyway. And how long do flares stay lit? Does anybody know? How long do flares stay lit? Because these have been on all night. They're still on, these flares. They only last like 15, 20 minutes, right?
I was going to say that usually, anyway, like road flares that you would have in an emergency kit or something, they would last like an hour or something.
Yeah.
Or like 2, not all night long.
Okay, all right. Okay, maybe. Yeah, well, maybe they're picky then. All right, so they decide, let's
not like down. This film's like an hour 20 or something, but it's not supposed to take place in an hour and 20. It's supposed to be from sunset to sunrise.
Correct. So now it's got to be like 1 o'clock maybe.
Yeah.
And I double checked the sun in France. I double checked this. The sun in France did come up, probably around 12 midnight, 1 o'clock there. Anyway, so they go down, and it's a very well lit cavern construction area underground, which is nice. And the zombies could. Luckily, the security tape around the construction slowed the zombies down enough to where they could all get down there and pull the lid down behind them. So they're very lucky. So even though it's extremely well lit, Karen has to have a flashlight. She has to feel important. So
give my character something to do.
Well, and there's a nice ominous looking opening there we can go towards, right? I gotta be honest with you. Karen really is a Karen, just like Joseph. I'm going through my notes here. I'm looking through my notes. I'm way behind on my notes here. So now their hands are coming out of the ceiling. They're coming out of the top. You know, they're crumbling through the dirt, and zombies are now falling into the cavern. Where they came from? We'll tell you in a minute. Wait for it. So they have to start moving towards that opening, and they find a nice, dirty old piece of like construction paneling, rotten plywood. They said, "Hey, we'll hold off the zombies with this. There's only a few dozen of them, right?" So Karen here is like, "Honey, we have to leave these people. They're idiots. Okay, honey, let's go through these spines and get to safety. All right." And the kid's actually cool. He's like, "Yeah, we should stay and help them." But the mom, talks him into going out. So, okay, so there's 3 of them holding off all of these zombies. And he comes up with a brilliant idea. Again, he comes up with all these brilliant ideas, Patrick. I'll hold them off by myself and give you girls time to run ahead so you get a nice head start. And then I'll come meet you. So the girls get outside. They say, okay. They go outside, and where are they? They're back at the cemetery. And see, now that's what a cemetery usually looks like at night. It's not as well lit. But of course, when you're lighting the backs of zombies, you definitely want it to be well lit and lots of smoke. Lots of smoke. Lots of smoke. As in this next slide. There it is. Look at that. So well lit, so smoky. Gotta love it. Love that.
That's kind of
well lit zombie.
That's kind of a thing that caught on in the 70s, the smoky cemetery scene, and it just never went away. It's always classic.
Well, and here's the thing about this movie is the zombies in the cemetery should be well dressed, because of their funeral and all, but they're all wearing, like regular clothes, which I thought was kind of peculiar. A couple of them are in suits, true. But some of them are like, wow, maybe they just wandered into the cemetery. I don't know. And Rachel's back.
It's like gangsters were dumping bodies in the cemetery or something.
Maybe. That could be. That would explain it. That would definitely be an explanation. Okay, so Karen is bitten by Rachel. And Tracy takes out Rachel with a rock to their hand. I love that look. So, yeah, they'll never get through these stained glass windows, by gosh. I'll find a sword. There it is. They find a sword in one coffin.
This is actually a really cool scene too. She stabs the hell out of this zombie here. And it's a testament to the effects in this film as well. When you can see them, the effects are really good in this movie. Not sure who worked on special effects for this, but considering it was made for SyFy, it's actually pretty impressive. Typically when something is broadcast on television,
I'm having trouble with my connection here. Am I back?
Yes, you're back now.
Okay, very good. And
I just went on about special effects for a second.
Well, there you go. They take the other zombie out that's in the coffin. There's several coffins that are pulled out, and the zombies evidently, some of them have come out, some of them have not. And then the mom says, hey, the little boy can have this little disgusting, filth-ridden panda bear from the coffin. And by the way, let's put you two kids in this nice, filthy, bacteria-filled coffin so that you're safe. Let me hide you in one of the mausoleum places here while I fend off the zombies until dawn, and you can just breathe that nasty coffin air, what little of it you have, and hopefully it won't run out.
Oh yeah.
And there she is, putting the kids away, putting the kids to bed, and she's screaming as she's killing zombies, and of course more zombies are coming. A lot of zombies are coming, and then Patrick shows up, and he's alive. He's not a zombie. He survived somehow, and he comes in. It's a nice surprise, and he says, "Okay, honey, you set him up. I'll set him up. You kill him with your sword, and we'll just stay here until dawn." The kids are in a coffin. What? You put the kids in a coffin? There's no air in there. What? They're going to turn into zombies too. Yes, it's a bacteria-filled coffin. Anyway. So there's a lot of zombies coming. Even Karen comes back, by gosh. A lot of zombies. And it doesn't look good. It doesn't really look good for Patrick and Birdie. But at least they'll die together. Right? And he really looks like Steve McQueen. I'm sorry. He just really, really looks like Steve McQueen. Anyway, I really hope that gets him some work, me saying that somebody in Hollywood sees this and goes, hey, he's right. We could do Steve McQueen again. Anthony Michael Hall. I actually tagged him on some of the advertisements for this. So maybe he's watching.
Nice. It's a great performance. And, you mostly saw him in, like, Weird Science and The Breakfast Club.
Make him an action star. Yeah, his kid days are over. Make him an action star, damn it. If you can make Nicolas Cage an action star, come on, you can make Anthony Michael Hall an action star.
Yeah.
So the kids are in the coffin. There's black Perry blood all over her face. It's so nasty. Just thinking about it. And of course, Patrick opens the coffin and says, okay, kids, it's over. We're good. Let's go get pancakes. I swear to God, that's what he says. Let's go get some pancakes. Birdie makes great pancakes. They pull him out of the coffin. What a way to end a zombie movie. Come on, folks. Movie's over. Time for pancakes.
That line did hit me weird.
Maybe some blintzes, some crepes. Let's pour a lot of black green syrup over it. They walk out into the sun, and there's zombies everywhere. There's all over the place. They're dead. They're not moving. And they show you all of the characters that you saw in the movie turn into zombies. They show them on the ground dead. Like, okay, we needed to show this. All the zombies that we know, they're done now. Party's over. Time to clean up. The cleanup time. So, they think they're okay. They're fine. And then the camera pans down to Nathan, and he's like, what happens when it gets dark again? Nathan! And there it is. And they walk across that well-lit, sunlit cemetery. And that's it. It's a quick little, like you said, hour and 27-minute, zombie movie.
Yeah.
And, it's a nice little romp. I really thought I was going to hate it, and I didn't. I really found myself amused by it.
And
so, there it is.
The way that it's put together, this movie could really appeal to a pretty broad audience. If you want a movie where you don't have to think about it and you can just watch it for 90 minutes and have fun, this is your movie. If you want something where you can kind of contemplate what's going on throughout it, this is also your movie. A lesser film, at the end, they would have had it so, you know, the whole theme of the zombies dying at morning, they would have had it, oh no, the zombies aren't going to die by morning, and it's as bleak as possible, because that's how every zombie movie ends. But then it's like, oh yeah, it's a happy ending. And then it's like, oh wait, but what happens when it turns nighttime again? So it's impressive.
Well, and there it is. And this, let's call hazard up here. In this last 2 minutes that we have, if that's the case, if the zombies are going to come back at night, okay, do you think you have time to set yourself up to protect yourself during the night?
I would just go to sea. You gotta go out to the ocean. You gotta go on a boat. That's the only way. Or go down to Antarctica, something like that.
I think most of the time the people are so disorganized. There's really, you know, what, you have 14 hours or something to put something together. In reality, people are not going to cooperate enough. There's going to be 20 people trying to hack up the bodies that are laying on the ground, then another 20 people trying to put up a shelter. It's just the nature of humanity is to not survive a zombie apocalypse.
Wow, Mr. Wet Blanket. Again, double tap the heads of those zombies that are on the ground everywhere. Okay, so you get them out of the game. You know, you set up your safe room, like you say, so that all you got to do is be safe for dark. You know, when it comes light again, you can start killing zombies again, you know. And again, yeah, if a zombie happens, if you die during the night, okay, that's not good. But you know, again, you've got your safe room. You can secure a place in your house and put food there for just the night. You know, and again, we can learn to live around that. You know, okay, we can't go out at night. We can't go clubbing. But you know,
that kind of
we can survive. We can get around that, knowing
that kind of harkens to. Yeah, that kind of harkens to something like The Walking Dead, where they're basically just surviving from day to day. Like, this is the type of film where they probably could have made us. Yeah.
At least in the daytime, you know, you're safe and you can relax and you can get out and get some sunshine and, you know.
Oh, that's true. I mean, you could grow your own crops and everything. Yep.
So there it is.
Zombie night.
It's Big Monster Reading Room. Hazard, did you catch that? And Major Millie, are you there still?
I'm here, but everyone's having bad Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So it's bad Wi-Fi everywhere. Gremlins everywhere.
Yeah, I fell out twice. Okay, so you guys take care, and you take care, Mr. Julio Morales. Keep fighting those zombies, and you keep an eye out for those big monsters out there, folks. All right? Thank you, Major Hazard.